This video, I want to talk about why you need to stop taking things personally. A lot of the time, the situations that you're finding yourself in, they are not about you. When people or a situation or a circumstance makes you feel angry, provoked, irritated, whatever it is, know that it's not the situation that's making you feel like that. You are making a choice to allow that situation, the external circumstance around you, whatever it is, you are allowing it to affect you. You are making the choice to act in a certain way, to react to whatever is going on. And you are the one who is ultimately taking things personally. You believe that the world is around, like revolves around you, that you are special, that you are different, when in reality you aren't. You are making a choice to feel like a victim. When you feel like a victim, you feel powerless, right? Because somebody else, whatever it is, provoked you and made you feel like this. So now you feel like a victim, you feel powerless, you can't really do anything around the world or make an impact on the world around you. And when you feel victimless, you feel like the world is out to get you. You feel like everything is stacked against you, that you are somehow special, entitled, and that you are different from everyone. When this happens, when you feel like the world is out to get you, that is when you take things personally. And when you take things personally, it's like a defense mechanism to lash out at the world around you and to protect yourself from feeling hurt or getting more hurt. And at the end of the day, this is a choice. It's a narcissistic choice where you feel that you have nothing to change, that you are not at fault here, that there's nothing for you to take responsibility for. It's all the fault of something else or somebody else. That is a lie. Get that out of your head right now. That is a lie. This is because when you blame other people, you are relinquishing your own personal power, your own control over the situation. And when you do that, you are always going to feel powerless. And yeah, lashing out in anger makes you feel vindicated, it makes you feel good to think that your emotions are validated, that you did something and stood up for yourself. But over time, it just leaves you more fragile and insecure than what you started as. Because you're not actually dealing with the problem here. You're just lashing out, exploding, vomiting all over other people and thinking that they are the problem. You need to start looking into yourself and realize, hey, that situation made me feel mad, made me feel insecure. It's not their fault for making me feel like that. It's my fault for having these issues, or it's my responsibility to deal with these insecurities that I have. Because problems and situations of people are not responsible for your value. They don't make your value less. You are a fine person. It's your insecurities, your childhood beliefs, the way you've lived your life, whatever it is, your choices, right? Those are the things that need to be worked on. And when you take things personally, you are removing the ability to do so. Instead, if you looked at it where, say, you were looking at a person in the eyes as they walk by, and they completely like cold shoulder you, they don't look at you at all, they ignore you completely. Instead of taking it personally, you could just see, hey, that feels pretty bad. Is that because I'm insecure about talking to more people? Maybe that's something I need to work on, to talk to more people, to get more comfortable around others so I don't feel as insecure about this, right? If I called you an orange, you're not going to feel anything from that, right? Because you know you're not an orange. But if I said, you're a dishonest person, and you've struggled with the concept of seeing yourself as an honest person, you could take offense to that and lash out at me instead of realizing, whoa, I actually feel insecure about this. Maybe I do need to work on being a more honest person. There's levels to this, you see, and it depends on your own ability to be like self-aware of who you are. A few strategies to understand here: you are 100% responsible for everything you react to, how you act, and what you don't act on. Memorize this. You are 100% responsible for your life, for what you take action on, what you don't take action on, and how you react to the world around you. From there, you also need to realize that every choice, like, you're responsible for the choices that you make. So sometimes you have to realize that it's not about you. If a guy jostles by you in a crowded line, is running away, maybe put yourself in their shoes and realize they didn't push you out of the way. They didn't punch you. No, maybe not punch, but they didn't shove you out of the way because it's something about you. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe they're going to chase their kid who ran out of the supermarket. Maybe there's something extremely important going on in their life, and you just happen to be in that place at that time. It wasn't anything against you, it just happened. Realize that it's not always about you, but sometimes it also can be, where you get yelled at by someone, or they feel like you're being insincere, or you're dishonest, or they're lying. They could be right or wrong, but if that strikes a raw nerve within you, that means that an insecurity probably lies there. That's something rooted from your childhood, or some problem that you've gone through, or some experience that you don't feel entirely settled about or confident about affected you. From there, you can ask yourself, how do I want to act? Do I want to lash out in defense and like get angry at this person and make this situation even more inflamed? Or do I need to realize that there's some problems that I may have, and I just need to remove myself from the situation, right? Eliminate myself from thinking this is my fault, that I am a failure, a bad person. Just realize I'm okay. I'm an okay person. But these are the problems, these external things outside of me that I need to work on. Maybe it's talking to more people and acknowledging my fear. That doesn't mean I'm a bad person for being nervous. It just means that's what I need to work on. Instead of thinking, it's not my fault. Everybody else is cold. They don't like talking to me. That they are all out to make sure I don't get better at talking to people. That is taking it personally compared to realizing if I talk to people, if I put myself out there, if I did what I was afraid of, that's a choice I could make to realize the world isn't out to get me, that I'm not a victim. I'm using my personal power to make a choice, actually talk to people, to improve that facet of my life. But when you have like this sort of checklist of these things that you need to improve, right, that don't indicate your value as a person, but how you can get better, that is where you stop taking things personally and start making progress. Realize that nobody is out to get you, that you are 100% responsible for taking responsibility, accountability for the situations you find yourself in. And yeah, this is easier said than done. But when you start working on this, when you start trying to be more self-aware of these like situations in your life, you realize you have a lot more power than you originally thought. That a lot of the time you're just reacting to things that don't actually matter. It's not to say that you can never stand up for yourself, that you can never get angry, that you can't ever establish boundaries, and you can't ever let people know that this is not acceptable. I'm not saying that. Absolutely not. But what I am saying is that there's a difference between standing up for yourself and lashing out in anger at every impulse just because you got a little tense, a little bit scared. One is intentional, the other is impulsive, unintentional. It's just happening because that's our habitual response. There's a difference between the two. Don't get it twisted, okay? So, realize that you gotta start taking personal accountability, right? Two, stop feeling like everything is personal, everything's about you. You need to stop taking things personally because that's how you get power in life. That's how you realize some things are just not important, that you don't need to react to everything in your life. And for me, this has been big because I can go around. I used to think, whoa, my parents are like huge villains in my life, or the people outside, they're out to get me, or that I can never get good at talking to people because nobody ever really wants to talk to me. And eliminating that script from my life and realizing I'm just making up those thoughts myself has allowed me to actually think, I'm just afraid. I'm not good at it yet. But if I put in the effort, I can get better. I don't have to respond to what my parents tell me. I don't have to get angry at these situations. It's up to me how I choose to process my emotions. You can't control what you feel. You can control how you act and how you react to other situations. So, I hope you found this video useful. Let me know if you have anything to add or if you have any questions. But thank you for watching. Have a good one. Peace.